Hey accountants, what if you could record 10 bills per minute rather than one? Meet Odoo Accounting, the world's fastest accounting software. Delegate encoding bills to Odoo and focus on advising your customers. Odoo's invoice data capture system analyzes your documents and uses artificial intelligence to encode them perfectly. The vendor, the bill date, and reference, everything seems correct. In any case, you can click on a field, select a value, and help the AI get better. The best part, Odoo predicted the right account and taxes. Here's the journal entry. Everything is correct, even the tax codes for the upcoming tax declaration. All there's left to do is confirm. So easy. The bill is automatically linked to the related purchase order. But wait, there is more. Odoo generated a new asset entry, including all the upcoming journal entries to depreciate this new car over the next 60 months. And if you ever re-upload that same bill, Odoo marks it as a duplicate. Don't waste time on encoding bills anymore. Try Odoo for free on odoo.com.
Hello everyone, this is Jaimin Sukhadia from Radhe Prem Nimitas. Welcome to Radhe Prem Nimitas. We have a 80-year long legacy of preparing sweets and snacks since 1940s. My grandfather Kesavlal Sukhadia started with a small business in the town Pethapur with name Sukhadia Sweet Mart. Pethapur is situated near Gandhinagar, and initial days he had a tea stall, a snack shop and a sweet shop in the town. But as the city developed and urbanized, we moved to Gandhinagar and opened multiple outlets in the period. Today we have 7 outlets across Gandhinagar offering 100 plus varieties of sweets and 100 plus varieties of snacks and savories. We have always had a technological approach towards our business, be it manufacturing or billing. We wanted a solution that would help us with that. Previously, we used Renslab, an Kolkata-based ERP, for 7 years, mainly for accounting, sales, and POS. But as our business grew, we wanted a solution that would help us to bring our processes and systems onto a same platform. So we did our research, especially for accounting and admin needs. We chose Odoo as our first choice. The big challenge in the world of ERP is staying up to date with the latest norms and regulations, especially with e-invoicing and e-way bills and GST. We also found that Odoo is very quick and consistent when it comes with compliance with the latest government regulations. Another reason behind choosing Odoo is the pricing. The cost of implementation can be slightly higher, but when we compare it with the other ERPs, it is very price effective. We also wanted to switch from a server-based system to a cloud-based system like Odoo, as to avoid few synchronization issues that we had faced in past. Also to get a real-time data from all our outlets. Unlike other ERPs that requires multiple apps, Odoo have combined multiple modules into one comprehensive ERPs, making our day-to-day operations very easy. Also, their main office is in Gandhinagar, which is convenient to us as our outlets are based here. This makes it very easy when we need any support. We are using Odoo for both B2B and B2C operations, covering manufacturing, purchase, accounting, and POS. With manufacturing module, we are able to maintain the standards of our recipes, making the production on time with lesser wastage of raw materials. Previously, we faced issues when it comes to filing the GST, but with the Odoo accounting app, it is very easy and we are able to file the GST on time. At our retail stores, we use Odoo POS module with which we offers loyalty program to our regular customers, and additionally we send bills to our customers through WhatsApp, which saves paper and help us to contribute to the environment. The implementation experience with Odoo was smooth and supportive. Our shift to Odoo has helped us streamline the processes and overall increasing the productivity. To conclude, I can say that Odoo is the only platform for all our business needs.
Welcome to Hot and Cold, our proud family business. Here we aim to give warm feelings to all of our clients through our supreme, unrivaled, state-of-the-art heaters. You got that? Oh, me and my wife, before Odoo, we used to do everything manually. that was not ideal at all. But now that I have Odoo, when I'm on the sales order, I can just add the service for the installation, confirm the sales order, and look what happens. The task for the installation is automatically created from the sales order. I mean, I don't have to do anything. Best job in the world. Another thing. Whenever our client has a request, well, they can just type it in on the website, and it's all in the system. Look, it's all there. Like magic. Give me a heater, Expelliarmus. No, but it does seem quite urgent, actually. So I'd better mark it as urgent. Easy. There you go. I put a tag on it. And then I plan the date to today. And it's done. Easy, right? A monkey could do it. Now, even though we're a small company, planning sometimes could get, through no fault of mine, a bit messed up. But now I use this GAN view. Ooh, I see Colleen has some time here. So I want to assign her the heater task. I'll just drag and drop it. And there you go, it's assigned to her. If I ever go on site, oh no, I'm not allowed. No, that's a job for the best technician in the world. My lovely wife, Colleen. Now, before Odoo, getting to our client's location was a bit of a struggle. But now I use this map view so that I can plan her appointments and make sure that her itinerary makes sense. Now all Colleen has to do from her side is press navigate and boom, she knows exactly where to go. And no more communication mishaps. She can talk with the client however she likes, even through WhatsApp. Colleen absolutely loves going on site. Every day is different for her. She always ends up going to the most interesting places. Her first appointment today is about a problem with central heating. Apparently, it's making the office way too hot. To begin her work, it's easy. She just starts the timer. And knowing her, it won't take her long to find the actual problem. She knows our heater so well. Ow! If she needs any spare parts to repair a heater, she can just add them to the task. She sees exactly what she has on hand through the product catalog. The best thing, our stock gets automatically updated, so she always knows when to return to the warehouse to restock. Then she can go ahead and fill in the worksheet. That's a custom document that I made for her. It allows her to keep track of all the technical details of the work she did on site. The last thing she does is stop her timer. Of course, knowing Colleen, she'll manage to sell some extra services to the client, such as, for example, a yearly maintenance, so that the problem doesn't happen again. Then, she just asks the manager for a little signature on the report.
You can just sign it.
And she can say goodbye to a happy client with a solved problem.
Okay, I see you. All right, everyone, back to work.
Well done, honey. That means we can go on to my favorite part, invoicing the client. Show me the money! George Clooney, Rain Man. All I have to do is click on to invoice, select the one I want to invoice, create the invoice and confirm. And in a few clicks, it's sent to the customer. And now the client can rate Colleen's work. Oh, they're incredibly happy with her. Look at that smile. Serves her right, as she puts a big smile on my face every day. Odoo? Oh, Odoo Field Service is completely free. Those guys are crazy, right?
With Odoo, now we are getting inventory valuation report right away.
This gives us the real-time picture of the whole organization.
Now Odoo is not only saving our time and resources,
It gives us flexibility to tackle all the issues and to take decisions faster and in a more accurate manner. Hello, I am Deepesh Nag. I am the Managing Director of Gramin Danone Foods Limited, and I have been leading this organization since last 3 years.
I am Nafiz Ahmed, working in Gramin Danone Foods Limited as a head of finance.
So Gramin Danone organization started its journey to deliver this need of delivering nutrition to kids who are suffering from malnutrition and created employment for the people of this country. So together they started working on a yogurt formula because yogurt is the specialization of Danone. Then a yogurt was prepared specially to meet the need of the kids of this country, and a very simplified manufacturing operation set altogether.
Before using Odoo, we have used Tally, which is the free version, just covering the only accounting part. In that time, it was really difficult to get real-time accurate data, and as well as there is a lack of financial reporting system in Tally.
So actually Gramin Danone Foods Limited wanted to digitally transform their business. They chose Odoo for that. So in the first phase, there is a requirement of implementing purchase process, then the inventory management and the manufacturing process with the quality and the sales operations, and of course in the background with all the financials data. So in the second phase, management wanted to automate some processes like purchasing raw milk from the farmers.
Currently, we are using Odoo for managing all of our operational activities. We are purchasing raw milk from around 100 farmers every day. We have set up an automated control mechanism in our purchase process based on our approval metrics. Now production team takes raw and packing material for manufacturing process. After completing the manufacturing process, finished goods are handed over to the supply chain for delivering to the customers. Moreover, we are doing inventory reconciliation of Odoo and physical stock every month. We have achieved visibility of our company resources and better tracking of our inventory and its uses. On the other hand, customer payments are received in check or cash, which updated in Odoo daily basis. We are also processing employee payroll at the end of each month. Finally, we are also following month closing activities in Odoo. Now we are getting all kind of financial reports, for example, partner ledger, fixed asset register, profit and loss account, balance sheet, just on a click. This is how we are getting real-time financial data, as all of our business processes are integrated in Odoo. Now Odoo is not only saving our time and resources, but also helps to take our strategic decisions and implementation.
So our experience with Odoo is excellent. One of the main reasons is the platform is so adaptive. It gave us the accuracy, adaptability, and accessibility of information. As a leader, it gives us flexibility to tackle all the issues and to take decision faster and in a more accurate manner. So I'm very much thankful to Odoo and very happy with the partnership of Metamorphosis with that. And I would definitely recommend any other organization who are looking to be a more agile entity and drive their business performance.
So, you're ready to build your business website, but you're not a web designer. You're a baker, travel agent, wedding planner, contractor, caterer. You're not supposed to know how to build a website. And with Odoo, you don't have to. Don't believe us? Well, just the time it took to say all that, we created your website from scratch. There, that's how easy it was. Let's add some final touches. Oh, you don't like this picture? Easy. Choose from over 3 million free photos. Create and add shapes as you go. Unleash your full potential with high-impact e-commerce. And there's so much more. Okay, now you're wondering, but how much is all this gonna cost me? Well, we've got great news for you. Your first application is free with Odoo for life. And you know what? So is your domain for a full year. No strings attached, no credit card needed. Try it for free on odoo.com.
Here at Kickstart School, we teach 3 languages, Dutch, English and Mandarin Chinese. We teach mainly expats. We also teach their family members. So we actually teach all age groups, all levels from beginner to advanced. We are very flexible. We teach private courses, we have group courses, online courses, face-to-face courses, you name it. 20 years ago, I started off with 1 student and gradually I expanded. And now we work with a team of 30 plus freelancers, and I now have 5 people staff in the office helping, managing the administrative side of Kickstart School. As we are expanding, we increasingly experience strain in the administration. And I really want to make the processes easier and more flowing for my staff, because I can see they suffer from all the separate systems that don't communicate with each other. As our business gets more complicated, we need help. So then we can focus on the really important thing, and that's our students.
The main challenge we had, which actually got us to start looking for a solution, was that our website, which was a bespoke website, could not be maintained anymore. We had a problem with the company who made the website, so we needed a new website, and ideally a website which was fully integrated with all the other applications. So we started looking, and we found through our network a company who said that they had good experience with Odoo. We looked at the Odoo website and actually found that it might be a good solution for us. So we came in via the website, and then we saw all the other linkages between the applications, and now we basically replaced kind of like 6-7 applications with 1 application. Something which is happening anyways is marketing. So we're marketing Kickstart School in different ways, and one of the applications we're using in Odoo is the email marketing. That works very well, and we're very pleased with that. So one of the savings was that we could stop using MailChimp, and now we're using email marketing through Odoo. We have 4 terms every year. A term kind of starts with the course planning. So we would plan around 50 to 60 courses. After the course planning, we generate upload files in Excel, which we upload into the event module in Odoo. We then publish these courses to the website. So that's only switching on the publish switch, and then they would be available for visitors of the website to be looked at. So a potential student who is visiting the website can compare the courses, and then they can select a course. They can decide to pay straight away, or they can select the pay later option. If they're not sure about their level, They can do an online level test, which we do through the surveys module in Odoo. So we test the level of the students. They basically fill out 40 questions, and then an assessment is made of their level. They will then receive a registration confirmation, an invoice if the course hasn't been paid already. And then just before the course starts, they get joining instructions also from Odoo. We then also have some instructions, of course, for the teachers. So they get an attendee list, which we also print out from the event module directly from Odoo. And finally, the students get a certificate, which we also print out from the event module in Odoo. So you probably heard quite a lot of use of the event module. Of course, the website, surveys, sales, invoicing and contact applications are the main workhorses for our business processes here at Kickstart School. First of all, I would say the overall costs are lower than the cost for all the different applications we're replacing. We can also kind of move everything now to the cloud, so we don't need kind of an IT infrastructure here in the office, so that's also a saving. I would say the other saving is the easier way of paying, so people who register for a course can also decide to pay straight away. That makes the whole financial process flow a lot more streamlined. They pay online, they immediately get an invoice, and that saves us quite a lot of time, both in the generation of these invoices, the emailing, but also later kind of chasing people who haven't paid. That is less work because we have more people who pay straight away. So the traditional kind of hassle of chasing people to pay has reduced because of that. I would say it's also a bit of a Swiss Army knife, so you can tailor it to your business processes. So the Swiss Army knife, I think, is probably one of the key things which kind of for us has kind of helped us to kind of implement Odoo with a very minimal amount of development.
Let us show you why Odoo Planning is the best tool with Paolo, the owner of a restaurant with the best pizza in town. First, he creates all the roles he needs, choosing which employees are part of each specific role. Doing it allows his employees to receive open shifts only for the roles they are assigned to. Then he sets his shifts templates with a start and end time. When it's time for Paolo to start planning his week, he likes to use the Gantt view, as it gives him a beautiful and clean overview of the shifts he's working on. This way, he can already see who is on vacation. And because he created his shifts templates in advance, the only thing left for him to do is send the schedule to the employees, and ecco. Now Anna, who is part of Paolo's team, got her schedule. But she also got to know that her doctor's appointment had to be moved, making her unavailable for a specific shift. So she unassigns herself with a simple click, and the shift instantly becomes available for her colleagues to take. At the end of each week, Paolo checks the number of hours allocated to each employee, making sure no one is being overloaded. And done. Everything is set, and the restaurant is ready for another week of deliciose pizza and happy customers. Let's start using Odoo for your business too.
नमस्कार, बलूतेदार में आपका सहर्ष स्वागत है। मैं अजित शिंदे, बलूतेदार का संस्थापक। बलूतेदार में हम किसानों से सब्जियां प्रोक्योर करके ग्राहकों तक पहुंचाते हैं। हमारे ई-कॉमर्स स्टोर की मदद से हमें एक ही दिन पहले कस्टमर की पूरी डिमांड की फिगर हमारे हाथ में होती है और उस हिसाब से हम किसानों से सब्जियां प्रोक्योर करते हैं। हमारा बिजनेस ग्राहक और बाज़ार के दो मेन पॉइंट को एड्रेस करता है। एक तो हमारे बिजनेस मॉडल में वेस्टेज बहुत कम होती है, क्योंकि हमें एक ही दिन पहले पता होता है कितना माल कस्टमर को पहुंचाना है। और दूसरा है, हमारा ऑपरेशंस पूरा ओडू की मदद से हमने डिजिटलाइज कर दिया है। इस वजह से हमें वो डिलीवरी टाइम, उसका प्रोसेसिंग टाइम बहुत कम हो गया है। आज हमारे साथ 2500 से ज़्यादा ग्राहक जुड़े हैं। हम बलूतेदार के ज़रिए भारत के किसानों की बहुत बड़ी मदद कर रहे हैं। टेक्नोलॉजी का यूज़ करके हम उनकी मेहनत का उचित दाम उनको दे रहे हैं और अर्बन कस्टमर्स को एट रीज़नेबल रेट्स हम सब्जियाँ प्रोवाइड कर सकते हैं। बलूतेदार ऑनलाइन ऑर्डर लेता है, इस वजह से हमारे पास डिमांड की क्लियर पिक्चर रहती है। पहले हमें बलूतेदार की वेबसाइट बनाने में काफ़ी दिक्कत आती थी। पहले हमारी वेबसाइट GoDaddy पे थी। GoDaddy की टेक्निकल फंक्शनलिटीज़ की वजह से हमें हमेशा कोई ना कोई टेक्निकल हेल्प लेनी पड़ती थी। ओडू के साथ इस तरह की समस्या हमें बिल्कुल भी नहीं आई। ओडू एक आसान सा ड्रैग और ड्रॉप का फंक्शन है। मैं और मेरी पत्नी ने मिलकर ये पूरी वेबसाइट हमने ओडू पे बनाई है। ये वेबसाइट हमने ही बनाई है, इसलिए हमें मालूम है ये कहाँ से और कैसे अपडेट करते हैं। जिन चीज़ों को पहले मुझे 1 से 2 घंटे का समय लगता था, वो सारी चीज़ें मैं अब 5 मिनट के अंदर कर पा रहा हूँ। पहले मुझे मेरे साथ लैपटॉप कैरी करना पड़ता था, लेकिन अब मैं वो सारी चीज़ें मोबाइल से कर पा रहा हूँ। पहले हम ई-कॉमर्स के लिए शॉपिफाई इस्तेमाल करते थे। ओडू से पहले ई-कॉमर्स के लिए हमारे मन में डर था, क्योंकि शॉपिफाई इस्तेमाल करते समय वो काफ़ी टेक्निकल काम था। शॉपिफाई पर हमारे लिए सबसे बड़ी चुनौती थी अबंडेंट कार्ट की। हमारे 80% अनपेड ऑर्डर्स और 50% पेड ऑर्डर्स अबंडेंट कार्ट पे चले जाते थे। ओडू का इस्तेमाल करने के बाद अबंडेंट कार्ट का इशू एक बार भी नहीं आया। आखिर में मैं यही कहना चाहता हूँ, एक बिजनेस ओनर के तौर पे ओडू इस्तेमाल करने के बाद मेरे पास बहुत शांति और कॉन्फिडेंस बना रहता है। छोटी छोटी चीज़ें करना, जैसे कि रिपोर्ट्स लेना, कीमत अपडेट करना, पिक्चर अपडेट करना, प्रोडक्ट्स के बारे में इंफॉर्मेशन अपडेट करना, ये सारी चीज़ें बहुत ईजी हो गई है। शॉपिफाई इस्तेमाल करते समय हमें बहुत मुश्किलों का सामना करना पड़ा। इस वजह से हमारी टीम ने अल्टरनेटिव प्लेटफॉर्म ढूंढना शुरू कर दिया। हमारी रिसर्च में हमें ज़ोहो और ओडो ये 2 प्लेटफॉर्म सबसे बेस्ट लगे। सबसे पहले मैंने ज़ोहो का इस्तेमाल करने का सोचा था, क्योंकि वो एक इंडियन कंपनी है। लेकिन बहुत सारे मेल डालने पर भी मुझे उनका कोई कॉन्टैक्ट नंबर नहीं मिला और हमारी फ़ोन पे कोई भी बातचीत नहीं हुई। लेकिन ओडू के साथ ऐसा नहीं था। ओडू को सिर्फ 2 मेल डालने पर मुझे उनके सेल्स पर्सन का मोबाइल नंबर मिल गया। हमारी टीम को कस्टमर सपोर्ट हमारा कॉन्फिडेंस बढ़ाने वाला चाहिए था, और जो कि ओडू ने आसानी से दे दिया। अभी एक सब्जी को खेत से कस्टमर के घर तक पहुंचने में लगभग 48 से 72 आवर्स लगते हैं, और इस दौरान वो सब्जी कम से कम 4 या 5 डिस्ट्रीब्यूटर के हाथों से गुजरती है। इस सिस्टम में सबसे बड़ा लॉस है कि उस सब्जी की सारी न्यूट्रिशियस वैल्यू खत्म हो जाती है। ओडू सिलेक्ट करने के लिए हमारे पास बहुत बड़ी वजह है, वो थी ओडू सॉफ्टवेयर की कीमत। हमारे छोटे बिजनेस के लिहाज से वो बहुत सही है। हमारा फ्रूट्स और वेजिटेबल का बिजनेस डेली कैश एंड कैरी वाला बिजनेस होता है। उसके लिए हमने पहले से ही बहुत ज़्यादा कैपिटल इन्वेस्ट करके रखा है। अब हम सॉफ्टवेयर पे ज़्यादा खर्च नहीं कर सकते। ओडू हमें वो सारी चीज़ें देता है बहुत सारी कम कीमत में। अगर ओडू के बारे में एक लाइन में कहना है तो ओडू ने मुझे मेरी कंपनी की विजन और मिशन को 25 टाइम्स बड़ा करने का एक कॉन्फिडेंस दे दिया है।
Starting a business is about solving problems. It's about looking at the world and seeing not just what it is, but what it could be. It's about having the vision to see opportunities where others see obstacles, and the courage to turn them into reality. We believe in the people who are bold enough to tackle these challenges head on. The innovators, the dreamers, the problem solvers. People refuse to accept the status quo. We strive to provide them with the tools that let them do what they do best: create, innovate, and solve. No matter where you are or what you do, whether you're a manufacturer or a person in finance, education, healthcare, or tech, we believe that the right tools can unlock your true potential. Good software isn't just about functionality. It's about empowering people to do more and to find new ways to make a difference. So how do you improve the work life of millions of people? How do you disrupt industries that impact the world? By bringing together the most passionate people from around the world. Between open source developers, partners, business owners, and all of us, we push the boundaries of what's possible. That's the power of community. That's what Odoo is all about. So join us as we meet every year to discuss the future of business.
Welcome to this second day of Odoo experience. Yesterday was amazing. I mean, so many people, we had a lot of things to discuss, to show, to learn. It was great to meet you from the partners, the community members, the users, That was really a great event. And today we're going to talk about the vision and the strategy. But first, I think it's important to think about what, why, and how we do it. Why do we do what we do as Odoo, as partners, or as the community members? It's quite important to start with that. So let's start with the what we do. You probably all know that, but I think it's important to spend a few minutes on this. We do Odoo to help people to save time. And I like to explain it that way, because you know, management software has always been perceived as software for managers. But we do it differently. We are productivity business applications. We do things for the end users to help them be more efficient. And the way we do it is simple, you know it. We provide everything they need in an easy and simple way, because without Odoo, they would have to use a lot of different applications and a lot of complexity in the way people collaborate in the company. And we make such a great technology affordable. You can start with one application, a website, or a CRM, or an accounting software, and it's totally free, or you range from, the price depends on the country, but it still remains extremely affordable, whatever your country. But why do we do that? I think it's more important. We all know what we do, but why do we do it? And I do believe that it's important because work is life. I mean, people spend 30% of their time at work and 30% to sleep. So it's probably 50% of the time where they are not sleeping, they are working. And people like to contribute. Everybody wants to be efficient, to contribute, to help a community, to help a company, to help clients. So if they don't have the right tools to be efficient at work, people might suffer from it. Everybody wants to be efficient and contribute. So this is important, and this is what we do. We provide tools so that everyone can be efficient and contribute and be happy in their work. And we do it at scale. This is the number of installations we have per month, including obviously the open source installations. We are ranging today at 800,000 installations per month. Can you imagine the impact we have on people's life? I mean, it's a game changer. We really help the world. We really help people having a better life, at least the 50% of the time they are working. Obviously, in these numbers, there are a lot of testing and installation. Not everybody ends up using Odoo in production, but it's still a massive game changer for people, for company, for entrepreneur too, because every entrepreneur or managers or director, they want their people to be happy, to have the good tools. So it's really game changing to do it at that scale. How do we do it? And that's probably the most important, because a lot of people have tried to do what we did, but most didn't succeed. Most ERP, business apps, software are still focusing on making the process running. We did it differently. We are focusing on making people efficient. How did we make it to that level of maturity? Obviously, we do the process, but that was easy for us. So how did we get to that level? And there are a few things that I think are key to the success of Odoo as a product. The first one is obviously because we are open source. And that is translated in a lot of things. Obviously, the Odoo community software, which runs on an open source license. And that's the reason why we can have 800,000 installations per month, because a lot of them are actually using it for free. But even for everything we do, I think we can be proud of our community because we have an open mindset. And I think it's as important as having an open source license. So we are completely transparent, we share ideas, we share code together, and that creates an environment that allows the software to evolve much faster. And as a result of that, we have one of the biggest community, probably the biggest in the world on any open source software. And that is great. And I'd like to thank you for that, because I'm pretty sure that most of you in the room have contributed a lot to Odoo. Obviously, being open source is an amazing development model. Unfortunately, it is not a business model. We had to complement that with a business model. But I think we can be proud at Odoo of what we do because we succeeded to build a business model that is aligned with our development model, which is open source, in a few ways. The first is to have no vendor lock-in. That is great. I mean, we don't use proprietary data format. Everything is in SQL. The customer owns this data, not us, not the partner. Nobody can force him to do whatever. The data are on very standard format, accessible by everybody, trained in universities, so everybody can handle its own data. There is no software lock-in. Whether you use the open source one or the enterprise one, you are not locked. You get the source code. Even for Odoo Enterprise, we provide the source code in order to give the same value than when you use an open source software. We have no platform lock-in. You can use Odoo Online, but if you want to do custom code, you can do Odoo SH. But if you prefer to host it elsewhere because you feel like you will do it better than us, that's fine too. You can host it on-premise wherever you want. No platform lock-ins. And we have fair terms and conditions. I mean, everything is easy. With Odoo, you can publish your module online on the App Store. The terms are very easy. Our contracts are very simple. They do 7 pages maximum. They are written in a way that everything is fair for the customer. There is guarantees to not increase the price, even if we decide to, in the contract. So all of these create something that is unique, I guess, and unfortunately, in our ERP market, is a no vendor lock-in. Pretty much every other vendor applies some of these techniques to increase price, put pressure, and I'm very happy that we succeeded to build up at scale. We proved it worked worldwide without going that route. And then we have the fair pricing. Technology is important. Having a great product is important. It's even better if it's affordable. And our pricing is fair because of a few things. First, it's transparent. You don't have it's not the salespeople who master the market. You can see it online. You can compare. You see it for different regions. It is affordable from the €0 or the open source to the Odoo Online, which is quite cheap. And all of this create a very good environment for the customer where he can feel that he is treated well from us or from the partner or even from someone who is not a partner. Everybody can offer services on Odoo because there is no vendor lock-in. And the most important, obviously, is a strong community. Because of this great environment, the community succeeded and followed us. And we have why do I love this community? I love this community because it's strongly focused on product. You have seen it yesterday during all the presentation. Have you seen the difference within the traditional corporate events? Here, everybody was sharing information, teaching, educating. We were not doing marketing bullshit. You can go to every presentation, they show the product, they teach you so that you can learn yourself and do it on your own. So there is a real competition mindset. We are obviously sometimes between partner competitive. Some partners may compete with each other, but there is always collaboration too. That's why we said in the partner community we have some competition mindset. And I love this community because it rewards contribution. The biggest contributor are usually the biggest companies growing the most because people understand that value. And all of this together, I'm super proud. This is the reason why I love working for Odoo, is because this creates a context that, I mean, we can be very proud. Obviously, we do business. We create a great product. But reaching that, at the level we did it, I think I'd like to thank you all for having done and allowed this. And you know what's funny is that pretty much all of these techniques are usually deployed to boost the business, put more pressure on the pricing, create some vendor lock-in. And a lot of people think that this technique allows company to grow, to upsell, to lock their customer. And we did a completely different route. And what's clear now is that doing good for your customer started to become a competitive advantage. I mean, we proved that you can build software, you can build a partner network, you can build a service offer in a good way, and it is a competitive advantage. On the long term, customer notice it. If you do good, it pays off on the long term. Most of the time, it doesn't pay off in the short term. I'm pretty sure we have a lot of time we have left money on the table. We lost customer because someone had a better pitch than us. But over the long term, people start to notice it, people discuss about it, and it starts to be your main competitive advantage. Even in the corporate segment, large companies. In this segment, usually there are a lot of bullshit, lots of vendors that are very good at locking the clients. And we notice that even on that segment, it allows us to be disruptive. And large companies start to notice it and want to switch to Odoo. So let's talk a bit about the community, because it's the main reason why we have been allowed to do that, is you and everything you did to follow us in this movement. Let's start with a few numbers. We have 8,000 partners now, growing at an exponential rate. Can you imagine? 8,000 companies that are delivering service, selling Odoo, it is good. On top of that, I'm pretty sure that there are also a lot of, I don't know, maybe 5,000 to 10,000 companies that are not partners, but that are still living from Odoo. And that's the power of being open source. You have more than what you think. Odoo is bigger than what we think we are. So in total, it's 3,000 ready partners, 522 silver partners, 219 gold partners, and the rest are learning partners, so partners who just started, and we will prove themselves and become visible on the website once they've made some references. And so not only being good, having a fair way of doing business is good for the customer, but it looks like it is attracting partners or services companies too. And these partners, together, they created 250,000 jobs. Can you imagine? I mean, if there is one number we should be proud of, it's this. We don't have billions in revenue, we don't have billions in shareholder valuation, whatever, but we created 250,000 jobs. That is a real impact for the people's life. And that is in addition to all the customers we saved from a shitty software. And that have a better life because of Odoo. So that's big. Out of the 250, it's around 180,000 from the last survey that are working for partners, and 70,000 that we estimated full-time jobs for the community. So people who are not even working with us, but are living on Odoo, developing or offering consulting services on Odoo. And all of these together, the community, we contributed, you contributed actually, I'm not part of it, 50,000 applications. Can you imagine 50,000 applications? It's by far the biggest app store in the world. Salesforce, Force.com is 6,000 something. So nothing reached that level of software contribution and reward and community size. Out of these 50,000 applications, 21,000 are released under an open source license. This is huge. 40% are open source. It really shows the mindset. So these are the people who decided that they prefer to share the software rather than getting revenues. It's not an easy decision to contribute like this, and they did it. 40% of the applications are like that. And for me, I really feel it feels good to work with such a community. It feels good to work with smart people. It feels good to work with people that create contribution like this. And it's great because it's not a job. For me, it's been like 25 years I'm doing Odoo. I'm still extremely motivated working for this company because of this environment. It's not just job. What we do is much bigger. We impact a lot of people in the world. All right, let's talk about the future. That's what we did today. Now let's talk about what we will do tomorrow. Odoo has always been focused on generic application. We wanted to build the best CRM. We wanted to build the best accounting software, the best website builder, the best e-commerce, the best CRM. We wanted to be the best in every application, I would say. So we have always been a generic player, but now, with the maturity of Odoo with these generic apps and the maturity of the committee and all the contributions they did and they will be able to do in the future, it's time to move or in the second level, which is developing software for specific industries. So as of now, starting from today, we will start developing industries module. And there, I believe it's going to be a game changer because we won pretty much on every singular business application. We became usually the best and sometimes part of the best for some applications. And because of that, we have a really, really good offer on generic things, accounting, website. But sometimes you had the 5% missing for the construction industry, for the lawyers industry, for the beverage distributor. If we close the gap of these 5%, we'll build the best software in every industry because the other players are too niche and can build a website, can build an accounting software and everything. So as of today, we released already on our website, you have the industries here, or you can get it on the App Store because partners can contribute. So let's have a look at Odoo Online. View all. So as of today, we published 43 industries. So you can get a pre-packaged solution for fitness center, for gardening industries, beverage distributor, bookstore, I showed you that yesterday, furniture production, fast food, Odoo partners, we have an industry for you, toy store, IT hardware, construction, real estate, fine dining, pharmacy, software reseller, hardware store, clothing store, electronic, law firms, grocery, you see? Non-profit, photography, hair salon, solar energy, cake store, agriculture, fossil fuel, talent acquisition, HR, surveying, bar and lounges. So now we have 43 modules that are ready out of the box for every one of these industries. So you even have and you know, at Odoo, the software is evolving very fast, and usually even faster than what our marketing can do. So not all of them are already published on the website, but most of them started to be released. So now if you go to odoo.com, in addition to our regular applications, we now have the industry tab, where you will discover all these industries. So more and more are coming. We already have published 20 out of them, but you can browse all from this link. All right, so let's have a look at some of these industries, how it looks like. So typically what you do, I have a small issue with internet. Yes. So you go to one of the industry, let's say corporate, Odoo partner, which one? Beverage distributor. And from there, you can start, fill the form, and you get an industry ready out of the box. So let's start with one of them, which is the construction industry, and we have a small video that shows you how it works.
Welcome to Buildscape, where we turn old, rundown buildings into the offices of your dreams. Let us show you how we manage our business with Odoo's construction module. With Odoo, emails from new clients get automatically converted into leads. This client is asking for a quotation for the renovation of their office space. Let's load an office renovation template with pre-filled services and materials. Using the product catalog is really fast. I can add products by going to the category Windows and selecting 5 skylights and 6 standards. In the renovation industry, most quotations look like this. To stand out from the competition, we use the quote builder. Let's add our pre-made header, products description, footer, and just like that, our amazing quote is automatically created. We can now send the quotation with WhatsApp or by email in just one click. And done. Once the customer signs the offer, we can send a 20% down payment, and the renovation project gets created automatically. From our renovation project, it's easy to navigate through all operations with the top bar. I have tasks, purchases of materials, requests for materials from our central warehouse, dashboards, and so on. First up, we'll meet up with the architect who laid out the plans for this construction. I'll also add a Documents button to the customizable top bar. That way, all the necessary documents are accessible in one click. Let's start planning the team's tasks. So, from the tasks, we go to the Gantt chart. We choose the tasks we need, and Odoo automatically schedules them. That view is useful. Let's add it to the top bar. Now, let's check our purchase orders. Every raw material order we placed for Bloom offices is here. Great! The plywood we ordered will arrive today. If needed, we can also source products from our central warehouse. Nice! Right on time. We'll also get our insulation panels today. When new materials arrive at the job site, our project manager can easily validate the receipt of products with Odoo's barcode app. Scheduling workers' shifts is no longer a tedious task. We can simply do it with a few clicks from the planning view, so no time is wasted. For smaller renovation jobs, workers don't even need to wait. They can instantly log their hours on the mobile app while still in the field. For larger projects, we can take more time and record timesheets from the desktop view at the end of the week, ensuring nothing is missed. As the renovation projects move on, we use the dashboard to manage the profitability, timesheets, planning, and what should be invoiced. Let's invoice our time and material for the month. And in just 2 clicks, it's done already. Fixing issues is part of every construction job, and thanks to the Field Service app, our clients can reach us 24/7 for any emergency. And when the technician arrives on site, he can follow up on all info that he needs with worksheets on his mobile phone. Well, that was it. Another perfect day in our construction business. And there's so much more. Get Odoo's construction module now at odoo.com.
So imagine the power of this industry package. You get all the application of Odoo, plus the 5% gaps missing for this industry, and you have such a powerful solution. And each of these packages come with demo data if you want. So let's go to the website. Here. When you click on an industry, you can choose your company name as usual, company size, interest, and from here you can even load demo data. And if you do that, you have a database with all the data you have seen in this video already ready to showcase to your clients. Let's go to another one. Let's say maybe beverage distributor. So let's go to the industry. You have a great web page. We'll have videos for every industry. Then you can start building up your free trial. And once you do it, boom, you get to the industry. So here it is, the beverage industry. So you get everything. You have your website with a shop. Obviously, because they will sell wines and beer, I can choose maybe white wines or red wines, or maybe with beers by the pack or by the bottle. I can buy this beer Mobius in pack of 20 bottles or by the bottle. So everything is ready for a great presentation. And on top of that, we have improved the software for the industry. So it has been customized to add the necessary elements of the industry. So when you work with beverage distributor, for instance, you sell pack of beers, but you have deposit boxes. They can bring back the deposit container. So, and you have specific taxes for alcohol. So all of that is already set up. So if I do a quotation, let's create a quotation for this person. I can use this or the catalog. So the Mobius beer, I can get it by a pack of 24 or by the bottle. Let's go with a pack of 24. It has a deposit of 4.5 euro, 21% tax. I can add Axis tax, which is for the alcohol. And you see my quotation is directly structured with all the elements you need in the industry. So let's have a look. So I have this on total, VAT, deposit, and Axis for the alcohol tax. So everything is ready out of the box. And obviously, when you work in this industry, beverage distributor, you manage a stock of packs of beer, packs of 24. But you sometimes also sell by the bottle. So when you sell by the bottle, you extract the bottle from the pack, and you have to explode the pack in 24 bottles and a deposit container. So everything has been done in the package. So if you go, for instance, for products, let's get a beer, like this one. By the way, this one you will be served tonight because it's a customer of Odoo. That's a beer which has a deposit of 10 cents. But if I go with the pack of beer, this one, yes, this is with a container of 24 in the pack of this product with a deposit of 2.1 euro if the pack is empty, and a deposit of 4.5 euro if the pack is not, with all the legal tax and everything. So everything is set up right away so that it behaves the way you want. So in just a few minutes, you can organize a demonstration, showcase the product for a very specific industry. That is one example, but we have a lot of different industry. Let's go, for instance, Odoo Partner. That's an industry where you integrate Odoo to sell services. So we have an industry for you. If you do that, you get everything ready to organize your implementation project, to do some quotation. So let's do a quotation. I'll create a new sale here for this company. So we have multiple products. You can choose between, or let's go with the template, whether you do a large project or a small project, because usually the implementation methodology is different if you do a large project or a very small one. If you do a large project, you will probably work by the day on resources like business analysts, developers, and you will have some phasing, analysis, implementation, deployment, and project management. If you go on a small project, just a few hours, you probably sell what we call a success pack here. And then you just have a number of hours that are preset. In this case, 25 hours. But because what we do is complex, we help you with a configurator. So you could say, OK, the client, he wants CRM and sales, human resource, services, logistic, and then the system is computing the right pack for you, which in this case is 100 hours. But if I add more, like this, is jumping to 200 hours, and we will still have 30% of these hours for the after deployment, for the support after the go live. So everything is set up so that you have the knowledge of the industry in the package. You just start and you get it. Let's go back to my sale order. And now everything changed. I have the 200-hour success pack ready to be used. And because I want to win this deal, I'd like to have a beautiful quotation. So I select a few things. So an introduction, your project, phasing, if there is a complex phasing. Your project, usually you write description and everything about the project. And then you will add some references according to the client. So if it's in a construction, I will add a construction business, maybe in a manufacturing, and a storage success story in the quotation. Let's add the terms and conditions and information about the subscription of Odoo. And just like that, a good quotation for ERP implementation is ready for you. So you have all the apps you choose. You have explanation about why they should work with us, the price, some customer references in their industry, and then the terms and conditions and everything. So you see the power of industry. You just start, and right away, you get everything you need for this industry, which are the generic application plus the 5% customization to complete what's needed by these companies. That is really, really powerful. So we have seen a few of them, but we already have 43. And I guess in a few months, we'll have close than 100 industries covered. So imagine the dream. You can meet any client, and you get what he needs right away, ready for a demonstration. That's going to be a game changer. All right. That's for the future and the present. We already have 43 ready, but we'll add more in the future. Now let's talk about the release of Odoo 18. So we released it yesterday, and we have a small video, a recap of what's of the feature of this new version.
Are you looking to level up your business? Then Odoo 18 is made for you. Packed with exciting new features, Odoo makes it easier than ever to manage every aspect of your operations. From manufacturing to delivery, we at our company, Easy Rider, use Odoo 18 to build, manage, and sell the future of e-bikes. Let's take a look at our awesome bike projects. From planning to production, the complexity of our workflow can be confusing. But the new top bar has become my new best friend. It gives me easy access to check and adjust all records related to my projects, whether it's analytics, sales orders, timesheets. And if there's a view that I like, but that it's not in the options, I can just save it, rename it, and add it to the top bar. We're launching a new bike. Drum roll, please. The amazing Roadrunner. Now, let's manufacture this new product. The bill of materials is missing a phone mount. But no worries, we'll just add one easily from the product catalog. There you go. Now our bike is ready to be manufactured. Let's move on to where the magic happens, our production floor. Here's our Roadrunner manufacturing order. I'd like to add a note about safety measures when they install the electrical components. The installation instructions for the electrical components are a bit long, but luckily, operators can fold them after reading them to have a clearer view of the manufacturing order. Now, let's stock our bikes in our warehouse using the barcode app. Look at how clean and organized everything is. The interface is simple, yet all the information I need is right at my fingertips. And as I've got a lot of bikes to scan, I'll just leave the camera open and scan away. I can just do this with my phone. Nice. Everything is getting stocked and our inventory is up to date. The bell on this bike doesn't work. Let's send it to the quality control station. By using a pull-to-push rule, I can simply transfer the product to the new location. And once they're done, our bike will continue on its original path to the stop. And by looking at the lots and serial numbers of each of our batteries, I can see exactly how much we paid for each unit. And that's the value that will be subtracted from our inventory valuation whenever we deliver the products. Now, let's deliver our bikes to our shops. Odoo shows us if the transfer can fit in each vehicle based on both the weight and volume. And by clicking on the map button, we can preview our driver's route. While our bikes are being delivered, let's work on their online presence. We already have a beautiful website made with Odoo. Let's update it with the new building blocks. Now there are more sleek styles for every block, and I can even preview the look of every block before adding them to my website. Ooh, this one looks neat. And if I want to try another color scheme for my website, the blocks in the preview gallery adapt accordingly. Odoo has revamped the snippet system as well. I have customized this building block to display it across multiple pages. I'll save it, so I no longer have to recreate its look and content every time. And now it's conveniently stored in the building blocks menu. I can simply reuse it onto any page where it's needed. To reach a broader audience, we've translated our website into multiple languages using Odoo's automated translation tools. And if I ever notice some text that isn't in the right language, I don't even need to enter translation mode. I can just select it, and this lovely translate button will do the job thanks to integrated AI. Amazing! Now that our website is available in multiple languages, let's make it truly unique with custom fonts. I can now preview my fonts before selecting them. Let's give it a try with a Google font. I can also import any font I like. Let's try this one, and boom! Now, let's take a look at our appointment system. The new Quick Start page makes it lightning fast to create appointments based on our type of business. Let's choose this one. And ta-da! It comes pre-configured with all the settings our company is likely to need. Since our store is open on Saturdays, let's add that day to the schedule. The only thing left is to publish the booking module on our website so our clients can book their test rides. Appointments are filling up fast, and the Gantt view now offers the option to quickly change the status for reservations. Updated. Now that our clients can book test rides, we're waiting for them in our store. So let's talk about point of sale. It's so simple with Odoo's refreshed POS interface on desktop and mobile. And it's not just more beautiful, it's more convenient too, as it's now easier to switch between clients. We're also selling spare parts, such as bike seats. Choosing attributes and variants has never been faster thanks to our improved selection process. We've received some brand new locks. We just scan the barcode on the box, and the new product is created instantly. And we can still edit the records, of course. Great news! A company wants to buy several Roadrunner bikes, so let's prepare a quote. With one click on the Smart button, I can adjust the shipping costs on the brand new quotation calculator. On this spreadsheet, I can configure various elements such as the volume, the type of vehicle I'll use for delivery, the distance, and much more. And just like that, my quotation is updated. So now that the price is correct, let's make our quotation beautiful. Here I can select what I want to show. Our client is a startup. I include an About Us part. I want to show more info about our product, of course. Here I can add info that isn't linked to any Odoo field, such as range, battery life, length, width, and much more. And for the footer, I'll select the general one. Now that's a quotation, completely customized to this client and made in just a few seconds. If the client accepts our quote, our sales representative deserves a great commission. Our plans are easy to configure with Odoo's brand new commissions module. I could base the commissions on targets per month. That way, our sales staff earn an amount based on the percentage of their target they achieve each month. And as we sell more for Christmas, I'll set the sales target as $10,000 in December. Oh, cool! The client signed the quote. Let's invoice them. The improved Invoice Edition interface displays products and descriptions in the same column. I can change the description easily, and Odoo always helps me choose the right tax scope. I'll choose 21%. And there you go. Now let's send the invoice. What's great is that Odoo shows me a dynamic preview of what I'm about to send. This way, I can see exactly what my customer will get. You know what? I think I prefer waves. Perfect. Ready to send. Oh, wait. It seems like our sales representative has already sent the invoice. Well, in that case, let's take a look at our finances. Next up, let's reconcile some bills with our bank statements. This new widget allows me to create a new transaction so quickly. And all reconciled items are displayed clearly. Let's organize these by statement groups so that they're neat and tidy. We don't want anyone changing past transactions after the 1st of this month, so let's make sure we configure lock dates. I'll change these dates. And done! Let's take a look at our expenses. We can track them easily by generating analytic budgets. Odoo automatically calculates costs based on vendor bills, showing me the committed amount, what I've already spent or agreed to spend, and the achieved ones. And the theoretical column shows me what I should have achieved so far, helping me compare planned versus actual progress. And if spending exceeds the budget, Odoo alerts me right away by putting it in red. Okay, now for the exciting stuff. Let's take a look at our profits and losses. We can easily filter this report by month, quarter, or year thanks to the new data selector. Let's use financial budgets to display and compare the profit and loss reports figures with targets and budgets for income and expense accounts to get a clear overview of our company's performance. Nice! I love it when it's green. Easy Rider is growing fast. Let's hire some new talent. We're looking for a new sales specialist. We've posted the job offer on our website, and now we can directly share it on job boards such as Monster.com. And with integrated AI, Odoo automatically formats the job offer I posted on our website to perfectly match the requirements of the job board, making my job offer stand out even more. When people apply from job boards, these websites usually send all applications from a single email address. This can be confusing to our database. I can now configure Odoo to recognize these email addresses, preventing the system from linking them to a contact in the database each time I receive an application from these addresses, and automatically extract the candidate's name to populate your database records. Odoo now manages applications with a candidate-focused approach, allowing each candidate to be linked to multiple job offers. For instance, our candidate Johan originally applied as a marketing manager, but after meeting him, we feel he could also be a great consultant. And that's how I manage my business efficiently with Odoo 18. And the cherry on the cake? Odoo offers dozens of out-of-the-box industry setups. Whether you're a construction firm, a restaurant owner, a pool business, or anything else. Odoo has a database tailored to your business. In a couple of clicks, your new database comes with all the apps and setups you're likely to need. And that's just a glimpse of what Odoo 18 can do for your business. So what are you waiting for? Go to odoo.com and level up with Odoo 18.
So upgrades for Odoo 18. So you can use Odoo 18 right now. Go to odoo.com, maybe not right, or wait a few minutes. But you can get Odoo 18 right now as a download or on the website to start your own Odoo Online instance. And for the ones that are already using Odoo, upgrades are available by the end of the year for on-premise and Odoo SH. And within 2 months for Odoo Online customer, we'll start to roll out upgrade by 10,000 clients month after month. All right, so now let's see how that great product translates and impacts the market. And for that, I'd like to present you an amazing company. I mean, we are always talking about rocket science and everything. This is one of them that really does that. I'd like to talk and introduce you a company called Aerospace Lab. Let's have a look at what they do, and then we'll invite their founder and CEO on the stage. So we have a small video.
Innovation in space technologies is having a huge impact on everyday life. Today, satellites enable global communications, navigation, weather forecasting, disaster monitoring, agriculture and scientific explorations. These developments enhance the way we live, work, and understand the world around us. Aerospace Lab is simplifying and democratizing access to space. Our proven heritage in deploying small satellites fuels our innovation.
Separation confirmed.
We provide end-to-end, vertically integrated satellite hardware, software, and operational services, ranging from avionics subsystems to turnkey satellites. We simplify the value chain and streamline processes to provide flexible solutions. Working in collaboration with our customers, we partner from design and build through post-launch operations. Our state-of-the-art global mass manufacturing facilities in Europe and arriving soon in the United States enable scale and delivery of hundreds of satellites annually. The Aerospace Lab team balances space and technology expertise with disruptive innovation, creativity, and agility. Together, we embrace the challenges of space and collaborate with our customers to understand their business objectives and translate them into mission success. Aerospace Lab is your partner, from objective to orbit.
So let's please have a round of applause for Benoît Deper, the CEO and founder of Aerospace Lab. Hello, Benoît.
Hello, Fabien.
So maybe you can introduce us to who you are, how you started.
Yeah, indeed. Good morning. So I'm Benoît Deper. I'm the founder of Aerospace Lab, and the company was created in March 2018. Before that, I was working for, I was doing hypersonic drones, and before that, European Space Agency, and even before that, I was working at NASA. Studied in Belgium, not far from where you studied. And yeah, here we go. We are 400 staff now. And the company is flying a bunch of satellites in space and launching every 3 months or so.
Good. I mean, for Belgians, having people who come from NASA to all these things, finishing in Belgium, building satellites, I mean, we can be proud, of course. Can you explain exactly what you do at Aerospace Lab?
Yes, so the satellite industry is quite old and heavily swarmed by processes and waterfall development cycles that last like 15 years plus. So back then when I was at NASA, like 15 years ago, the lab I was in was trying to bring agile and kind of iterative development cycles into hardware. So I was exposed to this, and basically this is what we try to do with Aerospace Lab. So we develop everything in-house. We don't have any supplier, so we design the satellites, but we also design all the bits that goes within the satellite, from propulsion system to telescope, from electronics, we do everything in-house. And we try to do like this fast development cycles, not as fast as in the software industry, but every 3 to 6 months we have a major release.
Okay, let's go into that because it's interesting. Where are you today? How many did you launch satellites, or where are you?
We spent the first 3 years to kind of build all the building blocks, and then we launched 8 satellites in the last 12 months or so. And those ones were like MVPs with iterative design. So the first one, to give you some example, the telescope that was supposed to take pictures of the Earth was not ready, and we decided to launch it without telescope. So just to debug the software and everything else. But then we were late, and the launch slots are booked in advance, so you cannot reschedule that much. It's a bit like an airplane ticket. You are there, you launch. You are not there, you don't launch. And so telescope was descoped, and then say, OK, let's go. And then the software was not ready. So we rushed on delivering the software update mechanism, and this one was ready, and we launched the satellite without any software on board, except the software that would allow us to flash it in space. And this is typically the kind of stuff that the classical space industry is not allowing.
And how many satellites did you crash before having had? I mean, we all know the rocket that crashed and everything. What was the story there?
This is a bit funny, but up to now, we didn't lose any satellite, which is good to some extent. So investors and shareholders are like, yeah, great, 100% mission success. But I'm a tiny bit disappointed by that, because I believe that when you do technology demonstration and iterative development, it has to fail. If you are not failing, it means that you are not pushing enough the envelope. So I do hope that we are going to experience some constructive failures in the future, not by negligence, but
How much does a failure cost in your industry?
Let's keep it to a few million per iteration, yeah.
So yeah, it's more than a bug for us. And how did you do? Because it's a very old industry with experts that developed this technology for decades. How come did you start it from nothing? You started alone, and a few years you have a few satellites in the space. How did you do that fast? What did you do differently?
It's really, it's based on the generation of engineers before. So my former boss at NASA told me 2 weeks ago, because he was in Louvain-la-Neuve 2 weeks ago, that basically space in the Western world started in 1957 with Sputnik. So the Soviets launched Sputnik. And then in the US and in the Western world, in the broader sense, there was this sense of urgency, like, we need to do something, because we don't even know what a satellite is, and the Soviets have one in space. So it triggered the space race, and the first generation of engineers and scientists that worked on the space race were people coming from, the Manhattan Project, World War II, kind of crafted individuals, the right stuff, like they call that in the US. And those guys from 57 to 87, 86-ish, really pushed the boundaries. They were pioneers, so they developed everything. There are some anecdotes about, like, Velcro straps, microwave ovens, computers, digital computers were kind of invented to support the missile and space race. But then, starting from there, they retired, and then the consumer industry picked up, automotive, and also, like, more importantly, semiconductor industry on the consumer side. And then we had this reversal of trend. So now we are not pushing against ASML, TSMC, and NVIDIA. We just fly those chips in space. We do have some proprietary process to make sure that those chips are going to work in space, because there are some bits of radiation hardening to do, software mitigation, but also the environment. So you don't have air, so you cannot cool them with fans. So you have to have computer that within stable temperature ranges. But we leverage basically the semiconductor and the Moore's law explosion that happened during those decades, instead of trying to develop customized stuff for space, which don't make any sense. They are still doing that at NASA, European Space Agency. They do a tape-out of 1 CPU, and they manufacture 10 of those. So it's ended up costing like 100 million per CPU. They're obsolete. So yeah, we just do the other way around.
It's kind of like the open source communities where we reuse a lot standards, libraries, and everything to speed up our development process, I guess.
Yeah, indeed. They were like in 2010-ish, Stanford University and NASA developed what they call the CubeSat form factor. So their pitch back then was that you had those big NASA missions that were funded, still are, but by public money, and you can squeeze some small satellites and have a piggyback rideshare into orbit for free. So they started this, and they developed a standard, so where students could develop their own satellite, very cheap one, not doing too much in terms of performance, but it was allowing this community to be created. A lot of open source designs there, and sharing tricks about how do you ruggedize avionics to fly in space. And this now, from a business point of view, is kind of eclipsed by the larger satellites, because basically the larger your satellite, the more power you get, and the better telecom or picture you can get. So business is moving toward larger and larger satellites. But the community that was created by those small and cheap satellites is now proliferating those talents into the industry.
Okay, so how does that allow you to scale up? Because I think you have big plans. Can you tell us about your big plans about how to industrialize and scale that?
Yeah, so the space industry, to give you some numbers, before SpaceX, I mean, the US and Europe were launching a handful of rockets per year with like 5 to 10 rockets at max. And so there was like a couple of satellites per rocket, so let's say a few dozen satellites per year were the baseline 10 years ago. Now we have 10,000 satellites active in low Earth orbit, and 60%, 70% of them are telecommunication satellites made by SpaceX, Starlink, if you ever heard of. So we see this kind of space race where Amazon and SpaceX are leading it with a massive investment. And we are building now a factory in Belgium that is same size as the Starlink and Amazon factory.
Yeah, I think you call it the mega factory.
Yeah, we wanted to call it the Giga factory, but it was taken.
Giga factory.
But we went for mega because Giga is the Tesla factory in Berlin. And we did receive a cease and desist from them, so we went for mega. But then we see that there is a huge push to put some infrastructure that is typically on ground, in space, because it becomes to be capex efficient to put it in space instead of put it on ground. For example, all the rage now is direct-to-device connectivity. So this means flying 5G stations, telecommunication stations for your cell phone, that are connected directly to the satellites and not the 5G baseband station that you can find in your neighborhood.
That's cool. And can you tell us about some numbers about the company? Because I mean, to start such a business, it's years at zero revenue, I guess?
Yes.
And then what's happened?
Yes, so yeah, basically when we did the seed round, I told the early investors that they should expect, I don't know, 10 years of suffering and $500 million burn before we get any revenue. In the end, we are a bit better than that, just a bit. So after 4 or 5 years of negligible revenues, we went from zero basically to 35 million. And we have now, I would say, depends on what we land this week because we have big contracts, but at least 100 million and maybe a few hundred millions more of backlog, so signed contract to be delivered in the next 2-3 years. So now it's a matter of doubling the growth every year or so. Next year should be above 70 million in revenue.
70 million next year.
Yeah, 70, yeah, not 1.7.
So if we recap, 13?
Yeah, 0, 35, 70 next year.
0, 35, 70 million.
Yeah, and then we don't know, but we have too much to deliver for 26, so we'll see how we'll get there.
Yeah, I mean, it took me 17 years to do that, and you do it in 2 years. I don't know how you do it, but all right. And can you tell us about so when did you start with Odoo? It was how long ago? I think 2 years ago?
Sorry, the what?
When did you start it with Odoo? It was 2 years ago? Or?
Yeah. I mean, the growth of the company in terms of organization and number of staff was kind of linked to the turnover. So we started like they do in the old space business, which basically Excel sheets flying over SharePoint. And then we started to be swarmed by this and say, we need to get more efficient, because what I forgot to mention is that those constellation of satellites for telecommunications, they tend to come by hundreds or thousands. So you get an order for 1,000 satellites to be manufactured over like 12 months. So we cannot do that anymore like we were used to do, with no processes at all. So we started to implement Odoo in-house. So we have a pretty consistent team of in-house devs, because we like to do everything in-house and keep the control on this. And also because the processes were not mature enough, so we could not specify to an integrator to work for us. So we were doing iteration on how to build satellites from a design point of view, iteration on how to translate that into processes and governance for the company. And then the Odoo team internally was kind of iterating with us, releasing stuff and then destroying stuff because the process changed. And now we kind of try to have like everything within Odoo to have the single source of truth and the whole design to manufacturing process, but also pre-sales, sales, everything in this.
That's cool. I guess it's one of the key things I like about Odoo is the flexibility. And your industry, I know you started with one business model, had to change to another one. We didn't went into that. It's really important to be able to change, deploy new apps, review everything. And we get also to a point where you have a good mix where you can master the technology internally and make it evolve.
Yeah, this is exactly why we picked Odoo, because of, as you said, the flexibility and being in charge of making sure that the tool and the whole ecosystem will follow our future that we don't know yet. That's,
okay. And I have a few friends working for your company, and from of the smartest engineer I know. So I'd like to know, how did you do to build such a company culture, attract talent, and drive these people to grow and help you grow?
It's I guess in the end, it's about giving smart people hard problem to solve. Most of them were had regular jobs within the industry, good companies as well, but oftentimes they felt underused and not challenged enough. So I was like, if you want challenge, you will get challenged. So one of them, it was working for a very big aerospace company, doing a plasma engine. So it looks fancy, but it's basically a plasma that propels your satellite in space. And typically, this kind of stuff takes 5 to 10 years and 100 million to design. And this guy is really a genius, but he was hindered by the management structure of the company he was working for. Silos and just working on a tiny bolt and not giving the chance to work on. And then when you want to do something, bureaucracy is overcoming this. So we just hired the guy and said, tell us what to do, but we want a plasma engine. And then 8 months later, we had the best-in-class in Europe engine on the table. So it was really amazing.
That's good. Yeah, I think it's key. It's all about the environment. If you have the right environment, people follows. That's what we have seen with our community. We built a great environment, open, transparency, and then partners and community started to come. And can you tell us about the management? Because in order to create such an environment, you need such a specific management style. You cannot do it the NASA way, I guess.
No. No, it's funny because we almost died a few times due to culture change. So we started with a very small group of people that knew each other. So the 6 first employees were either roommates, co-students, or former colleagues, and some of them were all of that at once. And so it was very flat and a self-organized kind of way of working. And then we grew, and at some point in 2022, we went from 50 to 150 in 1 year, something like that. And we onboarded a lot of people that had space industry experience, but came with the culture that we don't want. And so we were like, whoa, there is more people in the company that were there since 6 months than people that were there since the beginning. And we almost got overrun by the other culture. So we had to do re-education camps and you know.
Okay. And maybe I forget to ask you, but how did you choose Odoo when you had to select between different software? I think you have seen SAP, Odoo, and others. How did that happen?
I mean, it's about technical aspects, but mostly like on my side, the culture. We had an SAP demo, and SAP is working with my legacy competitors, and it shows they are building their software like my competitors are building their satellites, which is what we don't want. So,
so they came with a ready-to-use solution for your industry, but you wanted to disrupt the
not even
industry.
that, but the same sense of frozen waterfall development cycle, super slow, super cumbersome. Once you have to have your process in place, and then they do that, and then very script and very formal, but not in a good sense. And they do, if you look at Airbus and Thales and the others, Boeing and the big primes, it's really big industry. So usually they were captured by SAP like decades ago, but now everything is just obsolete, and it was not really attractive to us to, bring on board what should be our most powerful tool to bring the mass manufacturing at scale. If we are using the same tool as they are, and their tool is not working. That's the main point.
Okay, good. And what about the future? Where you know what's your challenge coming in?
Challenge now is that we are selling a lot of stuff and crazy stuff. So we are working on some of the coolest projects. So one of the challenges would be to make sure we get enough cool projects to get people motivated. But
I think it's not difficult in the industry.
No, but those projects tend to be loss-making. So to balance them with less crazy projects. Then we have to manage to get from a few tens of satellites built per year to a few hundreds/thousands. And this is huge because we are chasing contracts that are between a few hundred millions to a few billions a piece. And once you sign this kind of contracts, it's life or death for a company like us. And in the meantime, we are fundraising to support the growth. So yeah.
Okay, you are fundraising right now, or?
Yeah, a bit all the time. But now we just opened the data room 2 weeks ago, so we see what's going on, and we have a fair bit of traction on this.
Okay, I know we have a few investors in the room, so maybe. All right. Anything else to conclude, or what?
No, I mean, especially in Belgium, but in the broader sense in Europe, I feel that people need to be more bold and try stuff. I see the audience. You are young enough to take risks, so now is the time to do your own stuff and try to create companies and be ambitious. That would be my...
Yeah, and you are the proof that anything is possible.
Indeed.
I mean, who have thought that, like, a few years ago, a small Belgian company starting from nothing would launch hundreds of satellites like this and disrupt a decade-old industry? I mean, that's something.
Thank you.
All right. Thank you, Benoît.
Thank you, Fabien.
All right. So a recap of today's activities. So we're going to have 137 sessions today in 17 different rooms, 3 exhibition halls. Today's bands is Cœur de Rocker and Lady Covers, 2 great cover bands. In the hall 11C, we have a lot of developer sessions. So for developers, you get to learn a lot of things about OWL, JavaScript, framework, Python, and everything. Hall 7E is dedicated to HR topics, culture, company feature, product features, and everything. We have the Auditorium 500, which is dedicated to all the e-commerce session, and the supply chain in the Hall 7D. For the rest, we distribute paper agenda, or you can go to experience.odoo.com for the agenda of the day, because there are a lot of conferences for you to learn. There is also a great business book stand where I choose personally all the books we sell there at an affordable price. And starting now, the next conference coming in, we have what I would say probably a hero, Emmanuel de Merot, who is the director of the Virunga Park, coming in and Hall 7E. We have Auditorium 500 dedicated to what's new in the website builder, Auditorium 200, what's new in studio. We have strategies to boost recruitment in Hall 7A. Hall 7C, what's new in spreadsheet, and what's new in inventory in Hall 7D. These are the conferences just coming in right now. And I will go to interview Emmanuel to check what the team at the Virunga Park have done over the past year. I mean, it's an amazing story of what they've built for the park, for the population, for the stability of the region. I think it's going to be interesting. And we will start this at the Hall 7B at 11 a.m. So in 40 minutes, 50 minutes. Thank you, everyone. Now I invite you to get out of this room so that you can prepare the stage for the next rounds of presentations.